Life does not announce itself. It arrives quietly, with breath, with light, with time. One day, you are here, and one day, you will not be. Between those two moments is everything you will ever know. And yet, many people move through this space without truly feeling it. They wake up, they work, they worry, they sleep, and they repeat. Not because life is small, but because they forget how large it is. To enjoy life to the fullest does not mean to escape pain. It means to notice beauty while pain still exists. It means to understand that joy is not found at the end of life. It is found inside it. The universe did not create us to rush through our days. It created us to experience them. Every moment is rare, even the ordinary ones, especially the ordinary ones, because ordinary moments are where most of life lives. We often believe that happiness waits for us in the future. After success, after money, after recognition, after arrival. But happiness does not wait. It walks beside us quietly, and we only notice it when we slow down. The first gentle way to enjoy life more fully is to learn how to be present. Not present with your phone, not present with your worries, but present with the moment in front of you. The sound of a voice, the warmth of sunlight, the taste of simple food, the comfort of silence. Presence does not demand effort. It only asks for attention. When you give attention to your life begins to give back. You begin to see colors more clearly. You begin to hear laughter more deeply. You begin to feel time instead of chasing it. And slowly, you realize something beautiful. Life was never hiding from you. You were just rushing past it. The second gentle way to enjoy life more fully is to accept that you are allowed to be imperfect. You are not here to perform. You are not here to compete with others. You are not here to match invisible standards. You are here to exist honestly. When you stop trying to be perfect, you begin to feel lighter. You stop fighting yourself. You stop measuring your worth with other people's rulers. You begin to live in your own rhythm. Perfection is heavy, but honesty is free. And freedom is one of life's greatest joys. You do not need to have everything figured out to enjoy today. You do not need to be the best version of yourself to be worthy of peace. You only need to be real, and real is always enough. The universe itself is not perfect. Stars explode, planets collide, galaxies drift. And yet, it is beautiful, because beauty does not come from control. It comes from truth. When you allow yourself to be imperfect, you stop waiting for life to begin. You realize it already has. The third gentle way to enjoy life more fully is to learn how to be grateful without needing a reason. Gratitude is not about pretending everything is fine. It is about noticing what is still gentle. Even in hard days, something remains. A breath, a memory, a voice, a thought. Gratitude does not remove pain, but it softens it. It reminds you that your story still has light inside it. You may not be where you want to be, but you are where you can grow. And growth is one of life's quiet miracles. The fourth gentle way to enjoy life more fully is to allow yourself to love without fear. Not perfect love, not endless love, just honest love. Love for people, love for moments, love for small things. Fear tells us to protect our hearts, but protection often becomes distance, and distance makes life feel empty. Love does not promise safety, but it promises meaning. Every time you love, you accept risk. And every time you accept risk, you choose to truly live. Love makes memories. Love makes loss painful. But love also makes existence rich. A life without love may be safe, but it is not full. The fifth gentle way to enjoy life more fully is to forgive yourself. Not once, but many times. For what you did not know, for what you did wrong, for what you could not fix, for what you could not become. You are not the same person you were yesterday, and tomorrow, you will be someone new again. So why punish a past version of yourself that no longer exists? Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is releasing. It is choosing to move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. You were learning. You were trying. You were human. And that is enough. The sixth gentle way to enjoy life more fully is to remember that your story does not need to be loud to be meaningful. You do not need to change the world. You do not need to be famous. You do not need to be remembered by millions. You only need to live truthfully inside your own small universe. A kind word can change a life. A quiet action can shape a future. A gentle presence can become someone else's hope. You do not need to be large to be important. You only need to be real. When all these truths begin to settle inside you, something changes. Life no longer feels like a race. It begins to feel like a conversation between you and time, between you and experience, between you and yourself. You stop asking, how do I win? And you begin asking, how do I feel? How do I grow? How do I live gently? And in those questions, joy begins to appear. Not as excitement, but as peace. Not as perfection, but as acceptance. Not as control, but as connection. Enjoying life to the fullest is not about having more. It is about feeling more, feeling time, feeling presence, feeling meaning, feeling love, feeling yourself. And as we continue this journey, we will go deeper into how to protect joy, how to grow it, and how to keep it alive, even when life becomes heavy, because joy is not fragile, it is patient. It waits for you to notice it, and that is where our journey quietly continues. When you begin to enjoy life in these quiet ways, you notice something surprising. Life does not become easier, but it becomes lighter. Problems still come. Loss still visits. Uncertainty still waits. But you no longer feel crushed by them, because joy is no longer something you chase. It becomes something you carry. You begin to understand that enjoying life is not about controlling what happens. It is about choosing how you meet what happens. A storm can ruin a day, or it can remind you how precious shelter is. A failure can end your confidence, or it can begin your wisdom. A goodbye can break your heart, or it can teach you how deeply you are able to love. Life does not change its shape for us, but we can change how we hold it. This is one of life's quiet secrets. Enjoyment is not found in the absence of pain. It is found in the way we move through it. Another gentle truth appears when you slow down. You realize that most of your worries live in tomorrow, and most of your regrets live in yesterday. But your life only lives in now. You cannot touch yesterday. You cannot hold tomorrow. You can only feel this moment. And when you finally give this moment your attention, it gives you peace. Not excitement, not pleasure, but peace. And peace is deeper than happiness, because happiness can disappear. But peace stays. You also begin to see people differently. You stop expecting them to be perfect. You stop demanding that they fill every empty space inside you. You begin to appreciate them as they are, with their flaws, with their fears, with their beauty. And in that acceptance, relationships become softer, kinder, more real. You no longer love people for what they should be. You love them for what they are. And that is where true connection begins. Another gentle way to enjoy life more fully is to allow yourself to rest without guilt. Rest is not laziness. Rest is respect. Respect for your mind. Respect for your body. Respect for your limits. You were not built to run forever. Even stars need time to change their form. So when you rest, you are not wasting life. You are protecting it. You are preparing yourself to feel again, to care again, to dream again. You also learn to enjoy silence, not as emptiness, but as space. Space to hear your thoughts, space to feel your heart, space to understand your direction. Silence is where your inner voice becomes clear. Noise tells you what to want. Silence helps you remember who you are. As you move through life with this awareness, you stop chasing every distraction. You stop comparing every moment. You stop measuring your joy with someone else's story. You begin to trust your own experience, and that trust is powerful, because once you trust your life, you begin to live it fully. You stop waiting for perfect timing. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop waiting for perfect confidence. You begin. You speak. You try. You fail. You laugh. You continue. And in continuing, you discover that life is not a test. It is a conversation. It speaks to you through moments, through people, through feelings, through changes. And when you listen, it becomes kind. Not because it is always gentle, but because you understand it more deeply. Another quiet joy appears when you accept that not everything needs to be fixed. Some things only need to be felt. Sadness does not always need answers. Loneliness does not always need solutions. Confusion does not always need direction. Sometimes, they only need kindness. From yourself, toward yourself. Because you are allowed to be unfinished. You are allowed to be learning. You are allowed to be unsure. Life is not asking you to be complete. It is asking you to be present. And presence is enough. When you look at the sky, it does not rush. When you look at the ocean, it does not hurry. When you look at mountains, they do not panic. Nature enjoys existence by simply being. And humans forget this. We try to earn our right to exist, but we already have it. We do not need permission to enjoy life. We only need awareness. As this understanding grows inside you, joy becomes quiet but strong. It does not shout. It does not demand. It does not compete. It simply stays. It becomes the gentle ground beneath your steps. And when life becomes heavy, that ground holds you. As this journey continues, we move toward one last gentle realization. That enjoying life fully is not about adding more to it. It is about removing what hides it: fear, comparison, guilt, rush. And when those things become softer, life becomes clearer. And that is where our final understanding begins to rise. At some point, you realize something gentle. Life was never asking you to be more. It was asking you to be here, to breathe, to notice, to feel. And in that realization, everything becomes lighter. You stop asking how to enjoy life perfectly. You begin to ask how to enjoy it honestly. You notice that joy is not hidden in big events. It lives in small truths. In laughter that surprises you, in tears that cleanse you, in moments that pass too quickly. You begin to understand that enjoying life fully is not about holding on. It is about allowing moments to come, allowing moments to leave, allowing yourself to change, because nothing in the universe stays the same. Stars change, seasons change, people change, and so do you, and that is not something to fear. It is something to honor. When you honor change, you stop fighting life, you begin to move with it. And moving with life is where peace lives. You no longer need every answer. You no longer need every guarantee. You no longer need every dream to come true. You only need to remain open, because openness is the door through which joy enters. You will still have hard days. You will still feel tired. You will still feel unsure. But now, those days no longer define you. They become part of your story, not as enemies, but as teachers. Every difficult moment teaches you how to value gentle ones. Every loss teaches you how to treasure presence. Every mistake teaches you how to forgive. Every ending teaches you how to begin again. And slowly, you realize something beautiful. Life is not asking you to be happy all the time. It is asking you to be alive, and being alive means feeling everything: joy, pain, hope, fear, love, silence. And when you allow yourself to feel everything, you begin to live fully. You stop hiding from your emotions. You stop judging your experiences. You stop wishing for a different life. You begin to respect the one you have, because it is yours, with all its beauty, with all its confusion, with all its meaning. You also realize that enjoying life fully is not a lonely journey. It grows stronger when shared. A smile shared becomes warmer. A story shared becomes lighter. A burden shared becomes smaller. A dream shared becomes possible. You were not created to walk alone. You were created to connect. And connection is one of life's deepest joys. Even quiet connection. Even simple presence. Even shared silence. You do not need many people. You only need real ones. And sometimes, the most important person you need to connect with is yourself. To speak gently to yourself. To forgive yourself. To believe in yourself. To accept yourself. Because when you accept yourself, life stops feeling like a test. It begins to feel like a gift. A fragile gift. A temporary gift. A beautiful gift. And like all gifts, it is not meant to be stored. It is meant to be used, felt, lived. When you look back one day, you will not remember every problem. You will remember moments. Moments when you laughed. Moments when you loved. Moments when you tried. Moments when you stayed. Moments when you believed. And those moments will not ask if you were perfect. They will only ask if you were present. So enjoy your life fully, not loudly, not perfectly, but honestly. Enjoy it by breathing deeply, by loving gently, by resting without guilt, by trying without fear, by forgiving without delay, by living without waiting. Because life is not waiting for you to become someone else. It is waiting for you to be yourself. And when you finally understand this, joy does not feel like something you chase. It feels like something that was always walking beside you, quietly, patiently, lovingly, and now, you finally see it.